welcome to Board Game Backers, brought to you by Liberty Guild Gaming. Today we're playing our third scenario of the guild in the game of Wroth, brought to you by Chip Theory Games. We've already set up the game and our third scenario is All for One. Out of all the factions, the guild has the most sympathizers from the ranks of the native villagers on the Drudgeon, and a movement is building to rally those natives to the guild cause. Everywhere you turn, you are assaulted by unseen enemies, stealing or stabbing anything that isn't properly protected. You need to establish and organize a defense quickly, lest you are overrun by people's movements. The setup in this case is that the district base starts in number 7, and we add a stallion to 5 and 6. And we're playing to 35 points, and I've got to get there before they get 20 Cora. Why is this a problem? Because they're not going to spend Cora, they're going to steal it from people. And second to that is that if I don't have it, they're also going to then deal me a damage. And at the end of each round, I will move the district base to an adjacent region with the most threat. So I'm dealing with the natives, also dealing with the guild. I've got to sort of either keep my Cora and try to build that up, but at the same time, I also want to get these out there as well. And if he gets 20, we lose, and we've got to go to 35 points. So, okay, now that that's out of the way, let's start with the maintenance phase. And that is when we move the district bonus. Oh, got our 4 people there. Move it forward to the most threat. There is no threat, so I'm going to just leave it where it is since there's no threat for it to move to. And the way general rules are is that if the thing doesn't have the most threat, then you go to the lowest region. So I'm just going to go with that and go to 5, since that's the lowest region. And you're welcome to correct me in the comments. And now we also activate the die here, the Chaos die. We've got to activate Doppelganger. So straight off the bat, he gets 1 point. He also steals Cora, but I don't have any. So I'm going to move that down to number 3 and flip that over to 2. We're moving to the spoil phase. There is no spoil phase in the first round. Going to the upkeep phase where we both get Cora. We get to deploy as well. And then from here we go to the Chaos die roll. So let's roll this real quickly. I get a Cora and he gets to hurt for 4. Okay, wow. And now let's move on to the drafting phase, which is to roll. Oh, there's a lot of Cora. Wow, cool. There we go, and don't really want him to reinforce, so I'm gonna have him sort of waste a turn, and so will I. But hey, I might do a disbursement action, a exodus action, sorry. I'm gonna spend my Cora here and get Cora, so thank you, and I am going to, which one? I'm gonna go put, I like the fact I can move for 2. Which is great, because I can go into this region here and start deploying away and start getting some of that Cora before he does. So I'm going to deploy that one for 2. I am, and I also got another one here, which I will save for now. No. Yes, I'll have to spend that, and he's likely to steal from me. Woo! We'll see how we go. Cool, moving over here. He doesn't actually spend Cora. So, but then he goes and attacks and there's no one around, so moving him back over to myself. And this is when I'm going to go do a Exodus action. I also got Cora to spend if I choose to. I am going to go move here and, no, I'm going to go over this side. And if the stallion's on the board, when the guild attacks a region there's a stallion, it also steals Cora. I'm actually just going to take this guy out and see how this plays out. I'm going to move into here. So he attacks the region that was there. And second to that, I am now going to disperse these guys around. These are worth 3 points over here, 4 if I can control it. But keep in mind, it will get targeted if it has the most. So I am going to go and could go here. And I might be able to get a reinforcement action. There we go. Cool. Okay, so that is the end of my turn here. We'll see how he plays out. Hopefully he doesn't attack. No, he gets Cora, so he gets 2 Cora. Wow, that's dangerous. Cool, and now because I've got no more dice to roll. Oh, wait a second, I was going to spend my Cora earlier on. So I'll put this out here. There we go. And I am going to put it here. I am. No. Where do I want it? I'm going to go here, because it's going to go focus here before it's going to target over here. That's worth 3 points. So now, because I don't have any dice, because I've used it all, he doesn't get an additional turn. We move on to the victory point phase. So I get 4 points right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And over here, I do control this region, so I get additional 1 point, but I don't dominate. He gets 2 points, and plus he also dominates that region, so he gets an additional 1. He gets another 1 point here, because he does control that region over there. And now we go on to the point phase, where he gets an additional point for each one of these that are on here. So that's 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm not too concerned about him getting points because he's all about Cora. I just got to get to 35 points to win. Human players reach 35 before the AI gets 20. Woo! Okay, so now we're going to move on to the maintenance phase. So this will go towards where the most threat is, and this is where the most threat is. How's it read? And at the end of each round, move the district base token to an adjacent region with the most threat. So it does have to move. So from here, the one with the most threat will be this one here. There we go. And now we, at the end of each round, move the DB token to an adjacent region. Cool. That means we don't actually move the district base at the start of the round, since it moves at the end. We do, however, need to activate our act die, and we've got a disbursement action of here. So start going to the lowest region first. There we go, and there we go. Nice little disbursement right there. 2, activate Doppelganger, where he gets 1 point on the board. He also gets to steal. I've got nothing for him to steal. And there we go, that's set up, and that goes to 3. We'll move it on to the spoil phase over here, and I'm still controlling this region, so I get to reinforce 2. Which is deploy up to 2 troops to a region you occupy. So I am going to put you here, because I want to keep getting that core up. I do. And second to that is, now that that's done, we go over here, and this is the next one. And now I do control this region now with the placement of those 2, and I do get a core for the treble. That is excellent. Now moving on to the ground phase of the groundwork, we all get a core each. We do. We all get to place a person down. There we go. And now we'll move on to roll the all-seeing die. So let's see what I get. I get double damage. Nice. And what do you get? You get Cora. Of course. Oh. Nope. This is the all-seeing die. Color blindness can get the better of me. And so he also gets Cora. That is not helpful at all. Okay. Cool, steals 1. Okay, so let's now move it on to this phase here. Let's see how we play this out. Oh, wow, 3 attacks. Nice. I could give him 1, let him allow me to attack me for 2, and I'll get a reinforcement die. So I don't want him to put more men on the field. There we go. Excellent. And now I am going to spend my Cora. I am. The question is, where do I want to put this Cora? I am going to put it over here, because then I can actually start hurting people as well. So I am going to go put you here and spend 1. Say so I'm going to place it in a, deploy to a region you occupy. I don't occupy that region, so I can't actually do that. However, I can place it here if I choose to, and I don't want to do that either, not just yet. So I am, but I do want to spend it because he's likely to hurt me and I don't want it to happen. So I am going to actually move this one in. I am. There we go. And rather than this one, I do like the horse because I can go bounce, bounce. Yeah, I'm going to put the horse out. There we go. And also, I do get that 1 point for having the horse on the field. So, cool. Now I'm going on to, I can do a double attack somewhere. And where do I want to double attack? And he's going to gain a Cora and deploy 1 covert onto the board. All human players discard a troop of their own from any region. Okay, and then he's going to deploy Stellan, and then he's going to put a lot of these out a little bit later. You got deploy 1 Chrysler for each Stalin in play. So if he's got 3 in play, he's going to deploy all of these and just lay havoc. So that being the case, I do need to actually hurt some people. So I'm going to probably hurt, I'm going to leave you behind and maybe hurt this one. So that way I can sort of potentially control that region. 2 and 1, so he's down to 1. And then I'm also going to actually use this die here and actually hurt him. There we go. So he's back on the board. And now it is his turn, and he is going to, first thing he's going to do is attack me for 1 to a region that has the most. So there we go, and then he attacks again, and this is off the board. And now he's also going to get 2 Cora. There we go, and now it's back to my turn. So I've got an opportunity to attack him and also do a reinforce. So I am going to do that. I am going to... Part of me wants to do an Exodus and actually get people out on the board, but that's just not enough. So I am going to attack him. No, I'm not going to do that at all, actually. I am going to... so difficult. And he's got 2 here. So I'm going to attack him here because I want to keep maintaining control of that region. And he's going to get 1, 2, and 3. So he's going to put a Stalin on, and he's going to get 2 more. Okay. That's me done. And he is going to roll, and he is going for a disbursement action. So the area that has the most troops, and they've all got 1s. So nothing happens, and he's already in the area with the most threat. Oh well, 3 for 3 and lowest region. So I'm going to put you over here. So moving on to myself, I can now actually deploy for 2 people. And I am going to, there we go, I am going to go here. I'm going to try to get as many people on the board as possible. I am, and that helps me control that region over that. Here now it's his turn. He's going to roll the die and see what happens. He goes and attacks me for 2, and he focuses on the area with the most threat. He also steals, and if he can't steal, he deals me damage. So he does +1 when attacking a human player with no Cora to steal, when instead he deals 1 more damage. He does 4 damage. So 2 here, +1 more, and now he is still focused on this region. So he's actually going to wipe me out. Yes. So there we go. Wow, that was nasty. Wait a second. No. Put those 2 back there. He actually attacks up here because this is actually adjacent. And so he's done 1, 2, +3, and now he does and focuses on here. I'll lose my horse. I do. Cool, and now it is to the point phase of the game. I get 4 points over here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We are equal control over here. And I am in control here, so I get another 1 point there. Keep in mind he does control this district over here, so he does get 2 + 1, and he also gets another 2 here. There we go. Now we move on to the maintenance phase. The district base will move to where the most adjacent to the most threats, so that'll be here now. And moving on to the maintenance phase, and where we activate the chaos die, gains 1 Cora, deploys a covert. So he'll go to the district base. All human players discard 1 troop of their own from any region. So I will... I want to keep 2 there. I'll discard it from here. No, I will not do that. I will discard you from here. There we go. Cool. I will discard you from here. No. Okay, sorry. I'm going to discard it from here. I thought I had a man here, but I do not. So, and from new region, that's 1. This is 2. Deploy 1 Stalin. So he'll go where the deployment base is. There we go. And then he does deploy 1 Chryson for each stone in play. I've got 2 in play, so he deploy these 2. Alright, and so he's going to do some serious damage to me. So, well, hey, these are all moving around. That's 4. Now we move on to the spoil phase, and he gets to reinforce. He gets to put 4 down to the area that has the most threat. That would now be 2 here, 2 here. That will be here. Because he goes to the lowest region. Okay, and now and I also get an additional core for controlling that little region there. Nice. Now, moving on to the groundwork phase, where we all get Cora each. There we go. We get to deploy a person on the field. He gets another one. It's fair to say that, yeah, he's got that for a while, for the time being. And we roll the all-seeing die. And I have a ×2. We roll the die here. He has a ×2 as well. And, sorry. And now we move on to the drafting phase, where we roll 4 dice. There we go. Cool. And we could get him to have all the people in the field and get him to start dispersing his people out so that way I can start controlling things. I think that is probably not too bad of an idea. But also, yeah, I'm going to give him that so he can start dispersing, spreading his people out, because these points don't really matter. So now it's my turn, and I've got a ×2 here where I can deal 2 damage to a region opposite. So he's going to focus over here for damage, and I'm enjoying this sort of 3 pointers over here. So that means I am going to go and do a double deploy over there. So I can actually, or I can put one there. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Yeah, I'm going to do that because I need the points. So there we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 there. And there we go. That's a nice little double deploy there. That's 4. And I could just spread that out a little bit. I could, and put some over here. He's going to get some focus. I don't want that either. 1, 2, 3. He's going to... No. I'm going to go right here. And actually, before I do that, sorry, I am actually not going to do that. I am actually going to do an attack into this region over here. There we go. I'm going to attack him because I want him off the board. I'm also going to spend this Cora and place 1 over here, and because I want to still maintain control of that 4 points over there. Oh, wait, and I've also got another Cora here, so I will place another one over there. So now that's, so I can keep getting that. So, and there we go. So that's 1 Cora each for those 2. And now we're moving on to, oh, also keep in mind, he was supposed to get 1 point for having that on the board. There we go. Now he's got 3. Cool. Okay, now we're moving on to him now. He gets to disperse twice. So this is where he is most. And these people here will go to the region, adjacent region with the most threat, which is this one for 2. Uh-oh. Okay, so they're going to go here. And so are they. So they're going to start getting some Cora very soon, and these people here will disperse to the lowest region. Oh, ouch. And then they do another disperse action, and now it's over here, and they all leave that area and go here. Now it is my turn, and I still got a double deploy here, which might actually pay to do that. And I will do a double deploy and move these people here, right here. Now I can do some reinforcing. And that is the end of my turn now. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're going to concentrate the forces over here very soon. So he gets to do a roll. He gets another 2 Cora. And now it is my turn, and I do a fight action. And I am going to... I'm not too concerned about points. So, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to my 2. And as long as you don't get nothing too nasty, I will get a chance to do a double deploy, which is 4. 2 more people here, that will make 4. So I will actually attack this guy. So, and at least that way it stops him from potentially, but really it comes down to what this is. If this is a reinforcement, then I'm in a bit of trouble. Let's see how we go. No, it's an attack where they attack the area with the most threat. And in this case, it's this one over here, attacks for 2. There we go. That's not too bad of an outcome. Excellent. Now we're moving on to the point phase of the game. He'll get 2. Not that it matters too much. 1, 2, 3. I control that area, so that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He gets another 2 over here, and I control that region for 1, and he controls that region for 3. 19, 20, 20, 20, 21, 22. Yep. And I don't control this region, so he gets 2 more, 1 more for that one, and he also gets 2 for that one. So not that points really matter for him. So now that we're moving on to, now that's the end, this will go to the adjacent area that has the most threat. So out of all the adjacent regions, it is this one with the 2 little horsies. Cool, and now we're moving on to the maintenance phase where we activate the Chaos die 4 times. And we have activate a doppelganger, so he'll get 1 point plus he gets to steal Cora, which I don't have one. And mind you, I only get damage if it's a stun that causes me damage. It tries to steal from me on the board. So that's 1. Moving up here, gains 1 Cora. Brings a covert on the field. That's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And all human players discard 1 troop from of their own from any region. So I will discard you. There we go. At least that way you still maintain control over there. Hopefully. And now we'll move it on to, that's 1, 2, 3, and activate Doppelganger again, where tries to steal Cora and he's unable to. So perfect. So we'll move that on to 5 now. We're moving on to the spoil phase, and so far here I get to deploy 2 more people, which isn't enough now because if you're doing that deploy, it's not enough. So that is a problem. So what do I want to do then? I'm still going to put 2 here. Because if they're likely to move, I can at least still control it in the next turn. So now from here, we go here. I've got 4, he's got 5. He'll get another additional 2 Cora for controlling that region. Moving on to the groundwork phase where we each get 1 Cora each. We get to deploy a man on the field. And mind you, I'm still way away from 35 points here. So I've got to start cranking these points out. And I am, after activating the last of your dice, immediately roll 4. Okay, I might have to use that because he's getting unusually close to the Cora. So we'll see how this is going to play out. So now let's roll the all-seeing die. I get to attack for 2. And what you get to attack for a lot. It's got the murder die, which is better than the Cora at this stage. So here we go. And none of which is actually going to help him too much. I do like this disbursement action. I do, because I want him to disperse his troops away from this area. So I'm going to give you the disbursement action, and I will have these. I am going to spend this Cora, and I'm going to put one of these on the field. Not yet. Well, I'm not going to spend that yet. I'm going to see how this plays out first. I've got a double kill here, so I can wipe him out there and put on 2. And so that's done. I can then use, rather than trying to kill him, I am going to do a Exodus. An Exodus movement. So I'm going to move this one first. That's 1 there, 1 over here. Because he's moving, he takes him out. Then, oh, before I do that, because I don't want to confuse what I'm actually doing. For example, I'm going to move this guy here, and then here, move over here. He's dead. And I'll now have somebody in that region, and I would like to control that region. So I might actually put 2 here, put 3 there. There we go, that's my Exodus action. He is doing a disbursement action, where the area he's got the most troops. They're going to go to where the most threat is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the lower region. So they are going to gravitate down this way. And one of these will go into the lower region. There we go. Now I'm actually in control of this region for now. Mind you, he's actually now going to attack me for 2 damage. And not to mention, with each one of these in play, it adds 2 more. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 gone. So first damage right off that attack for 1, and then they do additional 2 more for having them on the field. And says here, I was supposed to place this Cora out. So I am going to do that and put you here. I was going to put you here, sorry. There we go. So I didn't want that Cora. That way, this area when he gets targeted, so he takes on 2 damage. So he gets immediately removed. Still plus 1 more. And then he does another 3. Attack for 1. And an additional 2 damage. There we go. Ooh, nasty. Wow. Okay. Deals damage equal to. So they took that out in a big way. Okay. Okay, so now we're moving on to my turn, and all I've got left is a reinforcement action, and I'm sure one of them is supposed to survive, because eventually they target up here, because he targets for 1, then does additional 3 yeah, no, they're gone. Yeah. And that's 1 and 2, 3, and then attack again. Oh, they're still going on fire here, people, because they attack for twice. So that's 6, 12 damage. So that is, the next area is this one here. So they attack and they deal 2 more damage here. Wow, and then they attack at the next region, and so that's 3. Because that's right, they attack for twice. That's 2 damage, and they do 2 more each. That's 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've done 3, 6. They took out 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Cool. Now I'm onto my reinforcement. I can't reinforce in this region. So he's going to get a nice little deployment action. However, I want to maintain control of this region here. So that's where I'm going to use my disbursement action. And also, I'm going to now activate my power here. Before he gets a nice little last roll. And so I get to roll all 4 of these and then activate them. Well, let's see how we go. Oh, a lot of attack. Lots of attack. Wowsies. Okay. I am going to attack this one for 1. And keep in mind too that when he tried to steal core from me, he does another 2 damage. So these 2 are actually gone. He's actually gone. No, then I would have focused over here, 2 here. So there they're back. So this is I forgot to actually do the additional damage for each time they attack. If I don't have core for them to steal, they deal additional damage. So that was the next target area that had to read, didn't it? So, and then I applied 2 here for my reinforcement action. Okay, take out this guy, and so that one's done. I am going to attack this guy to make sure he's gone. And now let's move over here. And I've got 1, 2, 3 damage. So I am not liking these guys very much. So I am actually going to return this guy and leave him there. And I am actually going to use these 2 to target these 2 and get them off the board. Keep in mind though, before I do that, he's going to do 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's actually going to get another one on the board for 1 crescent for each dollar in play. So I need to take one of these out And he also gets another Stellan in play. So, oh my goodness. He's going to get one out in play anyway as it goes down. So if I take him out, he's only just going to come back. So it's going to be 3 and then another one of those. So I am going to take these 2 out. So, and then he gets a star, then all 3 will come out. Oh my goodness, this is frustrating about what to do here. So because they're going to hurt me so bad. So I am going to go and okay, enough thinking. I am going to do exactly what I did before. So I took that guy out, and then I will take that's done, and I will use and 1 and 2, and I'm just going to take these 2 out. Oh, they can only do damage equal to 1, so I'm going to do 1 each for these guys, so they don't hurt me too bad. They can't actually hurt me any more than they already have. So that's 2. So I took 1 here, 1 here. I'll use these 2 to lower these 2 down. And I'm not sure if that actually helped me very much, but it did reduce some of the men on the field. So now we'll move on to the victory point side of things. So yeah, I'm not even going to worry too much. Could, but yeah, it might. Eventually he's going to get off the board. So let's do here. 1, 2, 3, 4 for controlling that region. I'm going to put him over here because his points don't matter. And I get another 2 points over here. That's 1, 2. Nothing here. And I control that region. That's 1, 2, and 3. I control this region. That's another 1 and 2 over here. And also got this region here. So that's which I think I've already scored for, but I don't think I did that 1 bonus point. So it's 2 plus 1. So I dominate that region. Okay, so now that is done. We'll go to the we move this here to the area that has the most threat, adjacent area. The adjacent area that has the most threat is this one here, since I've only got 1 person there. And now we're moving on to the Chaos die and see how this all plays out badly for me. AI activates the disperse action. So they, oh no. They are going all here. They do. He stays behind. They activate a doppelganger where they get an additional point and still Cora, don't have any. They gain 1 Cora over here and deploy 1 covert to the deployment zone. All humans discard 1 person. I am going to discard you from this region. And he gets to deploy a Stellan. There we go. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one, deploy 1 Chryson for each Stellan in play. And so he goes here into the deployment zone. And then we move on to number 6, round 6. And this will stay on round 6 the entire time. So, cool. And now we're moving on to the spoil phase of the round. I get to kill for 1. So I will do that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I am going to attack one of these guys. Take him off the board. I am. Going to be a little while till they're on the board now. And they still got control, unfortunately. They do. That is a problem. Okay, so that's done. Moving over here. They get a reinforcement action. They do. They deploy to the area that has the most threat. Got 2 here, 2 here, 1 here, and this area is the one with the most threat with the lowest region number. And moving over here, they control, so they get another 2 Cora. They do. And now we move on to the groundwork phase. So we get 1 Cora each. Oh, he's almost got 20. Okay, this is getting very, very close. And now we move on to the deploy man on the field. No, there's 1 there. He gets another one over here. And we roll the all-seeing die. Where's my all-seeing die? There he is. I do a double damage, and what do you do? He does a super damage. Ouch. Okay, this is gonna hurt. That is, he's gonna do damage to an area that with the most threat. So I'm going to make sure I focus it around here somewhere. Okay, I've got to get to 7 points. That's all I have to do, is get to 7 points. So let's see how this pans out for us, shall we? Let's roll this 4 die. And I get to have a Korra. So he gets to, as long as I don't spend it, which I will use, and I will attack here, and I'll have him do a dispersing action. Woo, he's gonna hurt me. Okay, so now we're going over here. And he is going to attack a region with the most threat, which is going to be up here. He's going to do it with a Stellan. So keep that in mind. That means he's going to steal my Korra. He is. So I need to go spend it and put something on the board. So, and that's if I don't take him out first. So I could take him out, like so, and that'll take up this Stellan on the board. Oh, keep in mind, I do get 1 additional point for having that one on the board. Keep forgetting to give him extra points. I do. And I believe I missed him at least twice. So 5 more points is all I need. I am going to target this guy here. That way, if he attacks me, or attacks this region here with the most threat, he doesn't have to actually deal damage or steal Korra. Cool. And that also then allows me to do some spending. So all I can afford is putting one of these on the board where I've got some people. I'm going to put you here. Still puts the focus over there. So, but I do need that 3-4 Korra at the very least. If I can maintain this region, then I'd be doing okay. So that's where I'm going to put it. And keep in mind now, he is going to target that because it's got 3. So I better not actually buy that just yet. So now it's actually going to his turn now. And he is going to do what's called a disbursement action first. So this is the area that has the most people. So, oh well, he's got 3 here and goes to the lowest region. So he disperses down here. And then he also attacks for 1, 2, 3, 4 to an area with the most threat, which is over here. So he takes this one out for 2, and then he takes this one out for, oh, keep in mind that when going to attack a region that has a Croissant, it deals damage equal to the number of Croissant in play. So there's 2 of these in play. So he actually does 2 damage and does another 2 damage. Right off the bat, takes him out. Wow, okay. That's unfortunate. Okay, I do need to get some people over here. Okay, so that is him done. And I've got some people here. I can't deploy a Croissant there anymore. So my next best bet is here. I'll get 2 points for controlling this region. Okay, and I can get a Korra, and I can deploy 2 more. But I need to do a movement action. So I might have to do that. I'm going to do an Exodus from a region because I need to get over there. I'm going to do an Exodus, which isn't going to be very helpful. So I'm going to take this one lowly little man over here, move him over here, and then I'm going to spend a Korra and put this one over here. So that's 2. So now I do control that region, and he gets 1 die left. And this is, so what this is would kind of determine who's going to win more than likely, because I've only got 1 Korra left. And he gets, oh, he gets 2 Korra, just like that. So very, very close. If I had only just survived, get to 35 points, he's got his 20 Korra. So that is a game. And so very, very unfortunate, because if we got to the point phase of the game, I would have got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 2 here, would have clocked me over 36. So that was a very lucky roll on his part. He's done very well, maintained his forces, and this is the first scenario that I've lost, I think, on our live playthrough. So excellent, thank you. I do really enjoy taking on the guild, and I do really enjoy using the Paladin. So this has been a fun 3 scenarios. So I won the first 2. You're welcome to watch, go back and watch those. And this has been all for one. Thank you for joining me at the table. And if I've done any rules gooses, please let me know. And with your help, you can make me a better player. Thank you so very much. Have yourself a good one, and I'll see you at the table at the next one.